Okay, so this call is being recorded for documentation purposes. So starting again with the layout. So guests are going to enter from here. There'll be one volunteer here to meet and greet them. And there will be these are the windows through which you can see that altar. So on a Janmashtami day, this area is also full of people who want to have the darshan. So they will be standing here, and then walking through the $1 Million Wall, and the lounge area over here, which is the lobby area, and this is where the television etc. are there. And this is also where the Aarti Thalis will be sold. And I'll get back to you on the timings for the Aarti Thali, etc. momentarily, or I'll post it on the meeting notes document. But here is where they will enter from here. So this is one path, the second path, and then we turn right and we go. So this is where we have the broadcast room, right? And this is where Srila Prabhupada is. And then as we continue down, here will be another volunteer to meet and greet them. And as they continue here, they will fall into two lines now. So up until now, there was only one line. Now they split into two. And the idea is that these two lanes will continue all the way up to the altar also, so that double the people can have darshan. And then some of them will also be having the thali. So Nilesh Prabhu, Nitai Kirtan Bihari Prabhu, this is the thali line. Is this one?
Yeah, outside is a thali line. Yeah.
Closer to the altar. Yeah. Closer to the altar? Okay. Yeah. So this is the thali lane. So people will purchase the Aarti thali from here. They'll go from here. And then we reach this area. And if you remember, on our altar, there is a little window on this side as well. So there'll be one devotee standing here who will take the thal and then encourage them to go and do the darshan. And there is a little mesh kind of area here. And through that mesh area, they will pass the thali to the pujari. There was a request that usually we have 3 pujaris on the altar, making the thali offering, the plate of Aarti plate offerings to the Lordship. And there was a request that we put more than 3, like we put 4. So Nitai Prabhu, I did talk to Shamlangi Mataji about that, and she said that the way the altar is very full that day with offerings, etc., it's not possible to accommodate 4 pujaris. So I'm going to talk to her again and brainstorm a little bit, like if you can put 2 over here, something like that, or maybe 1 pujari over here just to handle. Like 3 pujaris could be continuously offering the thalis, and 1 pujari could just be taking care of, taking the thalis and then giving them out through the window that is on this side. So, and this is the archway. So then we fall into 2 lines, and then this line is the thali line. They give the thali, and then they get to do the darshan from the front. Not because they purchase the thali, but just because from the logistic purposes, they have to be closer to the altar to be able to give this and then take it from here. And the second line kind of goes over here, and they will walk and they will exit. So both the lanes will finally exit from this area. This is the exit area where we have Prabhupada, and that cabinet is kept over here. So we have volunteer 3 on this area in front of the archway, volunteer 4 who takes the thalis. Then in front of the altar on the front line, we have 2 volunteers. So volunteer 5 and then 7. And then for the second lane, we just have 1 volunteer over here. So the altar is covered by 3 volunteers, and we'll be putting donation boxes here also, because usually the donation box is here. And people sometimes have a feeling or a sentiment that they want to give the donation here itself. Although we put donation boxes here also, and right after the exit here also we put it, but they just want to do it in front of the deities. So we do put some donation boxes here, and that causes a little bit of a bottleneck, but what to do? We have to take care of sentiments of our guests also. So all the way till here, we go to V7, V8, and V9. So like for those who are entering, this is a set of volunteers. So we need 9 volunteers, and then they exit. And then this is the seating area where normally we have our lectures in front of the archway, right? But now what we're going to do, we're going to put some benches for the senior people to sit over here. And then we're going to have the speaker on the other side. So these are all the windows on this side. The speaker or speakers will be sitting here. There'll be a rug on this side where we will have the kirtaniyas will be sitting here. So like basically, majorly it's our ISV kids. But on a day like Janmashtami, all the 65 kids that we have, they all want to sing, and they are good singers or music players. They want to play music. So Deepali Mataji will be responsible for making sure that the kids do not crowd this area. Only a few kids, as many are needed to play the kartal, mridangam, whatever, will be here. And the rest, she's going to escort them out and put them in a safe place. Now, because they are kids, and this is like a huge thing where so many unknown people will be coming, strangers will be coming. So we have to take care of the safety of our kids, right? So they will be signing, their parents will be signing off, things like that, that they are okay to their kids being not chaperoned by their parents and somebody else is chaperoning them and they'll sit in a room and those kind of things. So she will be, so we are not counting her as a part of the team, but she'll be very much inside the room and helping us do a little bit of a, avoiding a little bit of the crowding that can happen on this side. So then we will remove everything from here and like normally we have mats, right? Normally we have mats and people sit on the mat. But the idea is that if we put the mats, and we did try that 1 year, the moment we put the mats over here, then the people become very comfortable and then they don't leave. And so one set of people will be sitting here for 6 hours, which is not good. We should give a chance to others also. So that is why we don't make it too comfortable and too cozy here. You sit here for some time, listen, and then you go. And Kirtan Bihari Prabhu, are we going to have a television outside which will be broadcasting whatever is happening inside the room?
Yeah, someone was working on it. This time I'm not working on it, but Girish
Okay.
Prabhu, someone devotee is there.
He's
But
working on
I'm
it.
not, yeah, but I'm not sure whether we are finally putting it. Oh, yeah, that I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay, so we'll continue. So what I'm doing is that today is the day when we kind of go to the nitty-gritty, answer all the questions that you have.
Yeah.
And then things will develop, things will clear. For example, we don't have as many number of volunteers as we need. And I was talking to Hansi Pramataji a little while ago today, and she gave us Vrajvilasini Mataji in the morning, and then I've asked for, give me 2 more. So let's see how many we get finally. So she's trying to help us. And she's in calls from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And I had requested that, if she has the names by 8 o'clock, then we could have added them to the call. But I don't think that they are yet assigned. So I don't see that there. But so we'll talk to them separately and bring them up and brief them, right? So in this area where we're seeing that we don't make it very comfortable for them to sit, Vishwa Prabhu this is the 10th year. Sankirtan Prabhu, we realized that this is almost the 10th year. Because 1 year we didn't have Janmashtami, right? We had Janmashtami online. So this is the 9th year that he's doing this seva of seating the people over here. And then we will need 1 more because it's such a large area. And then the people will be so many over here that it's sometimes impossible for Vishwapati Prabhu to even walk across and say anything to anybody here or benches, etc., like that. So one of the feedback that was given was that we'll have ropes here, which will be segregating the lanes. We will also have signages on these ropes, which will say, like welcome, no photography, keep the lines moving, and over here, thank you, things like that. So on the stanchion, we'll have those messages. And so again, some of the instructions which come from Vaisheshika Prabhu is that we don't touch the devotees, especially opposite gender devotees. We don't do that unless it's extremely important, right? So you have to tap or something like that. A second thing is that we don't make any gestures with our hands saying, move, that like how a policeman does, right? None of those things. We just stand there with our eyes open, hands folded in this position, and then we smile with a smile on the face. And then we might just, sometimes say, like, let's keep the line moving. Peak hours, Nitai Kirtan Prabhu, what are you anticipating to be the peak hours this year?
Sorry, Mataji, what is
the peak hours? What are you anticipating will be the peak hours this year?
Oh, peak hours. Peak hours, I think, are going to be 7 to 10.
Okay.
7 to 10.
Yeah, and I see Kennedy Mataji is already
Let's
taking
consider 7 to 11, yeah. Because people are going to come afterwards. So that is the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Awesome.
That they will start trickling in at 6 and then will peak at 7. Right. Between 7 to 9 it is very important that all of us do this.
Okay. So one more thing I wanted to point out was that this thali sale was a good area for us to generate some funds for the temple, but thali also becomes a bottleneck. So Pooja Mataji, who handles the thali program, she'll be stationed over here at V2. Certain positions are fixed, and certain positions are still being worked upon. And I could also move, devotees, the volunteers around in the room depending on how things go, right? So Nitai Kirtan Bihari Prabhu will be there for a certain portion. I'll be there for the entire portion, like that. And so all of us it becomes very noisy also there, because there is kirtan going on, communication, people there talking, all kinds of, so sometimes it's impossible to hear each other. And so we will be using WhatsApp. And so on this group itself, we'll just use the group that we have for our communication. We'll just continue to communicate on that group on that day. As a special thing this year, Ramananda Prabhu has opened up the lines inside the room for us to be able to get on a temple network. I've asked Ramananda Prabhu to give me the password for that. Do you have that handy by any chance? I have it, but it's saved on my computer, on my cell phone, so I don't know what it is.
No, right now I don't have it, but we can send it later.
Okay. So Kennedy Mataji, if you can document that, and then if he responds, he must be busy doing the seva, so I will let you know. So then, yeah, so you can take care of that. I'll go back to my document. So you will, yeah, so that's how we'll all communicate. So just be mindful. Make sure that you charge your cell phones before the seva starts, and please bring your charger so that if it goes down, then we will charge it, like that. Okay. So then I was talking about this thali area. So this thali generates a lot of Lakshmi for us, but it also becomes a bottleneck because people have to wait there, and sometimes they have the sentiments that I want to get back the same thali. Although all thalis look alike, I want to get back the same thali that I offered over here. And so sometimes there's a mad scramble here, and all kinds of things can happen here. So this year, what we have also done is that we are going to stop the thali seva at a specific time, and so that there's no bottleneck. The lines can move smoothly inside the temple hall, and then people can go have darshan and go out, without being inordinately delayed over here. So we will post the exact timing for when the thali service will stop, right? However, since thali just generates business for us, we might still consider that if we want to open up the thali seva whenever the crowd thins down. So the crowd starts to thin, like between 10 and 11, it starts to thin, and then 11 again, people start coming like that. And then another thing that used to be a bottleneck last year used to be the Abhishek that used to happen in prime time, 7 o'clock or something like that. So Abhishek is going to happen at 5 p.m. So when it is off peak hours, 5 to 6 p.m., Abhishek is done. So, we won't have too much of a crowd then, but still we'll have to manage the Abhishek devotees coming from here. So thali we have taken care of, Abhishek we have taken care of. And the third thing that used to lead to a bottleneck was that before midnight, we used to pull the curtains because devotees would be making prasadam. They would have brought bhoga for Krishna. So we offer all that bhoga to Krishna. So Krishna has it inside, right? So during that time, there could be no darshan. So when there was no darshan going on here, then the crowd used to build on this side, right? And outside like that. And so now the altar will remain open throughout. The altar is not going to stop. So we're going to get a little bit more, we can get in more people here and go and do the darshan and then leave here. I have asked for the name of the emergency response person, also the name of where exactly the medical kit will be located on that day. We know that it's located in the book room these days.
Question
Oh, Nitai Kirtan Bihari Babu, sorry, I didn't see your hand raised, but your voice is cutting. We cannot hear you, Prabhu. Your voice is being cut. Are you driving still? Oh. Nitai Kirtan Bihari Babu, I think he lost his Prabhu.
Yeah, I think, sorry, I got dropped off. I got dropped.
Okay, please continue.
Are you able to hear me?
Please start over now. Yeah, please start over.
No, no. I was saying that for Abhishek, are we going to use arch or the lane number 1? The
This one, this
for
lane?
the Abhishek people. Yeah. Basically, I think in the like in the past, we used to first gather all the people from Abhishek in the
Announce,
arch, and then we were, yeah,
right?
yeah. So is
Announce
that
and
the
thing.
same strategy?
We will, yeah, Kennedy Mataji, if you can put that as a question that I'll follow up with Hansapriya Mataji as to when they are going to do the Abhishek. Are we going to line all the people up and give them a time, like 5 o'clock you do this? 5 o'clock you all assemble here and then we start doing the Abhishek. Or before 5 o'clock, you should assemble like 10 minutes to 5 and things like that. Right? That's what you wanted to know, right? If the
Yeah, yeah,
Abhishek
yeah.
is to start
So
at
that
5,
we
we
know.
should be there
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Mm.
Because otherwise, then we'll have to remove all the benches. Anyway, we are going to remove it and keep that area clean, right?
This area has to be clean. I asked Hansapriya Mataji that last year she had a team designated for inside cleanup, because what we also have to do is that before that, till at least Guru Maharaj will be Vaisheshika Prabhu will be giving a class throughout the day, but then he goes to take some rest, and as soon as he does that, we remove all the mats and we put them in the book room. That's what we have done in the past. I need to ask also a point for follow for me, Kennedy Mataji, is to where will the mats go? Hansapriya Mataji can tell us that, but we have put it in the book room in the past. But if she has changed it, then we need to know. So Prabhu, I was just thinking that Kennedy Mataji will be here. I will be there. So maybe we'll just have to do it ourselves. The volunteers here, whoever is there at that time, because that we'll have to do before 5 o'clock, right? Cleaning up all this and brooming and all that kind of stuff. So that will be work that we need to do. So Nitaikidan Bhai Babu, any more things to add from your side?
Did we talk about that exit, no entry areas where we don't want people to go there, for sure?
The exit, right?
No, so in the exit there is a door that leads to the kitchen. That has to be blocked. Because some people might just start going there, right? We don't want people to devotees to go there.
Right, right. That's a good point. So how do we block that? Because they're also continuously bringing prasadam from the kitchen to outside.
No, I think basically the volunteer which is there in that area make sure that
V9. Okay.
they always flow in the exit. Yeah.
Okay. So I haven't assigned places to all of you, and the reason for that was that I did do some random assignment just to get a feel of how many things are open.
Yeah.
Oh, Nitaki, were you saying something? You show on mute. I don't know. I heard some.
Maybe... No, I was not saying anything.
Okay, I thought I heard an echo. Okay, so yeah, so this wallet. I haven't assigned people to these slots, etc. Because I just did a random assignments to the slots just to see where the open slots are, slots which are not yet covered, and that's how we discovered that we need more people, and I've asked Hansapriya Mataji to do that, and so we'll just see how it goes, right? So thali.
One more question, Mataji. From the $1 million ball, there is a door that goes direct just right side of the Srila Prabhupada, right? Right side of the
right. I'm pointing to
Prabhupada. Yeah. So do we close that all the time?
We can't close it all the time because then it becomes suffocating inside. So sometimes we have
is the purpose of that door is to allow some devotees to come and sit, or just as an exit, just in case people want to.
No, if you allow the devotees to come and sit, typically people won't like to come and sit directly because they'd like to have darshan first, right? Because if they come and start sitting directly, then there'll be a chaos, right? They'll all jam and sit somewhere. Yeah.
Right,
so we don't allow. So maybe, I don't know, Vishwa Prabhu, if you can hang around this side so that you can cover this room, or volunteer 10 and volunteer 11, if you can put your eye on this door. Because I think Kennedy Mataji can also write, we need to check with Hansapriya Mataji whether we want to keep this door closed or not, right? Because I think
that door,
fresh air.
That door, I use it for if people wants to leave, so they can go out from that door.
From that door also? Okay.
Yes. But mostly I prefer to close it. Otherwise, people take advantage of that door. Come
Okay.
and in
Okay,
and
so
out.
if you have been
That's
closing
like
it
a
in the
chaos.
past, if you have been closing it in the past, then let's close it.
Yeah.
And it's no
One
entry.
problem, Mataji, is that sometimes the people who are sitting on this side, right, along the door, they have to cross
Yes.
all the way and then leave from the other door. Then it disturbs sometimes the speaker.
Yeah, Prabhu. Got your point. What I was saying was that I'm saying that do not close the door for entry, not for exit.
Oh, for exit, for exit
Yeah.
it's still allowed.
Exit is still allowed. Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing is, when they exit, that means they are going to face the people who are coming in. So should we have some, I don't know, small area where they can exit easily? Otherwise, they'll have to face people who are coming inside, right?
Yeah, that is fine. But I'm just thinking the $1 million wall is a thick wall, and we have kept only one line here, right?
Yeah. So is it good to have some barricade for people to leave, or should be like there should be two lanes? One is exit or should we just no? Okay.
Prabhu, can I say something?
Yeah, please go ahead.
With my experience, not everybody live at a time, so one or two people are living like that, so they can manage through the.
They can manage, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they can manage to go out.
Yeah. No need to keep one dedicated lane, otherwise it will be wasted, right?
Yes. It will narrow the space, over that place.
Okay. Then we'll keep that strategy.
Yes.
Anything else that we are missing here? We talked about emergency. Oh yeah, there will also be some senior citizens, right? So for those who are physically challenged, they will be allowed to enter from the exit area. And obviously there'll be somebody coming from then. And if that happens, volunteer number 9, if you can escort them to the altar, make sure that they have the darshan and then they come back by the same route. Those who are handicapped, right? And then there are this will include, people on wheelchair, pregnant ladies and all that. And then we also have elderly people, which is where we have the bench for the seniors over here. And this year, Hansipriya Mataji said that she's going to have some sort of a badging system where they will put the badges. And Pranab Prabhu, I'll just come back to you momentarily. I saw your hand just now. And so she'll give some badges. So I will, when you come there, I will show the badges to you so that you can recognize what badge it is. And then we will make sure that they are seated. So volunteer 6, yes, 10 and 11, because 6 also people sometimes talk to volunteer number 6 here. Pranab Prabhu, go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Just one question and one a suggestion. So for the $1 million area, I think maybe we should probably have since the whole thing can be roped off, so like at entry point only we should have like um, the 2 ropes already, so like we have like the 2 lanes already. And if the thali reception, is that something we can like hold outside, because like it's going to no? Okay.
Yeah, I think she has already designed the outside.
Okay.
Yeah, Hansi Mataji faces that challenge. Every time she has to say no to so many people, because everybody wants to have their own stall there.
Yeah.
And there's Jhulan also happens outside. There's a book stall, there's a Kalash stall, a welcome stall and all that. And then Prasadam distribution, shoe rack, everything happens outside.
I see.
Yeah.
So what is the reason that we don't have like 2 ropes starting there only? Because my understanding or my opinion is
like
that
2 lanes over here, you mean?
Yeah, because the thing is like 1 to 2 lane, there'll definitely be always like some sort of a bottleneck as soon as people have to like, whenever there's like a junction point, there's going to be some sort of bottleneck. So I don't know.
Okay, so good point. So I'm just thinking, and Anita and Hari Babu tell me that if we are going to put two rows over here, which you had yesterday, right? And we combined them into one because there was only one here, right? So then maybe we should have 2 here also, two throughout, right? So that input can be more from here.
The problem is in the thali area. So there we have to again combine and then again split, because we cannot have like second lane people come and then get thali, right?
The
So
thing is
let's
that at
say,
this point, they don't know whether there is a provision to purchase thalis, right?
yeah. So unless the thing is, we are going to, they are not going to decide it. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, then yeah, they are not going to. They are not able to decide when they enter. So therefore, when they enter, we cannot tell them that to go on the outside lane, right? So when they enter thali area, then only they will know that okay, they want to go for the thali or not. So therefore, we don't have lanes inside the thali reception area, right? That
I-
area.
Is it possible to have like some kind of like a coupon system or something like at the start where they get option to buy thali or not, and then accordingly they can choose the line? I mean, it might be nitpicking and over compensating maybe, but over designing. But I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
just a suggestion.
Yeah, outside typically, Prabhuji, they want to look at the thali and then they say, "Okay, I want to go for it."
I
So
see.
it's like, yeah, so it's more like a see and yeah, the way I think we design. Maybe we can keep some samples, but I don't know whether the problem is we don't know like outside who will take care of that because there is a Julan before that.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Prabhu, the
$1 million
thali.
wall, Pranav Prabhu, $1 million walls. I had put you there,
Okay.
thinking that you would be a good person there, right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Wherever you put me, Mataji,
Yeah.
I'll
So
stay
I'm
there.
just, yeah.
The other question I have is for like, well, the thali reception is shown at the bottom there. Can it be catering to two lanes? Because the area that we put prasadam in, like once it's if it's like extra prasadam that's there, sometimes we keep the
You mean
the
here?
thing
You
there.
mean here?
oh no, no,
No, no,
below
no.
below the TV is saying below the
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, yeah. There, just before the entry, like on
Oh,
the right
extra
of the
prasadam.
entry of behind Prabhupada, right? Like, so just on the right, not behind Prabhupada, sorry. Yeah, behind on the left.
Probably
The
Under,
then
in,
we will be blocking that TV. So we want people to look at the TV also when they are coming. So we cannot set up that table there. Um, basically, I think if you were referring there to that, right? Can we set up there?
mm, yeah,
But
yeah, just
we
because.
want
Okay.
yeah, devotees to look at the TV also and then um go like basically, yeah,
Mm,
we will not be able to block. And I think even though in the diagram it is shown as if like they will directly face the thali, but there is a room for that. I think. Um,
see, last year, see, 1 year they had put the thali here, the table for thali. And so
yeah.
it's the thali table is a big deal because underneath the table also there are thalis and fruits and whatever, the other things that ingredients are below the table. And then
Mm-hmm.
Mataji is here, and then there is a card reader and all that they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then last year I remember Nitai Kidan Bihari Babu, the thali was here actually in this area, in this
yeah,
side.
yeah. Actually, there is a problem in this diagram. It is
Yeah,
normally L shaped. L
yeah,
shaped.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
So I don't think it is stretched all the way to the door,
yeah.
but there is a maybe I'll correct that
Okay.
um picture, but I think it's going to be L shaped.
Or Prabhu, is there an option to keep the thali reception like an island in the middle and have the two lanes go left of it and right of it? That way, both lanes can have access to thali reception. If we do two lanes, that is.
So if they're going on each side of it, where will the seller, the bhaktas who are selling the thali, where will they stand?
It'll be like in the middle, Mataji.
Or maybe in the beginning. I'm just trying to visualize.
Yeah.
This is what you have, a thali in the island, the thali island. And so one
Mm-hmm.
person can be standing here, and
For
and
this
crowds,
lane.
yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
your guests come from here, and then
Mm-hmm.
somehow they either go this way or they go this way, and then they enter
Correct.
the temple, right? So a
Yeah.
person could be here catering to whatever they are taking, and then they go inside, and then similarly there could be a person standing here,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
and
Something
then they
like
come
that.
here. and then they combine, and then they continue in their 2 lanes, right, all the way over here.
Yeah, or else if
Yeah,
you, yeah,
that's a good idea, actually.
That's
Good idea. But
that's an excellent
we'll
idea.
have to look at the size,
Size of the table,
how big area, how
right,
big they
right,
want, and maybe
right.
we can. Another thing is that there will be a lot of stuff. I think they will be storing near the wall, so
Yeah.
everything will be exposed, or maybe we'll have to keep it under the table.
yeah,
So there might be some challenges like that, but I think
Let us
that
discuss
way,
this. Let us discuss this. Yeah. Let us
yeah.
discuss this. I also remember, if I'm not mistaken, 1 year, Nita Kirtan Bihari Prabhu, remind me, please. 1 year, we had 2 rows coming from here, and we continued the 2 rows here like this, like this, they were continuing, like this, curve. And the thali
Hmm.
was here. So if you wanted to buy a thali, you just get rid of your row, walk across, right? And then go your thali, and then later on you can join.
Yes,
Like
because
that. That's also an option.
we prefer always the thali people to be on the outside lane, right?
Correct, correct. Yeah.
Out of the lane.
Yeah.
So
And that Puja Mataji can take care of because she's handling the thali. So
yes,
she can divert them to, yeah.
yeah.
So let's look at
So
both the options. We can talk to
the
Hansapriya
problem
Mataji.
with that island, Mataji, is that basically both the lanes, both side of the people will take the thali, and then will have problem ahead, right? That means inner lane people will also have that, right?
That is a point.
oh, I see,
Yeah, that is a
I see.
point. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas we only want outside.
Well, you know what? I remember 1 year Akash Prabhu was sitting here, and we had instructed him that, you have a thali in your hand, please go to the, VIP lane. We used to call it VIP lane, and
Yeah,
then they go there. Right?
Yeah,
So this
I mean
person
we
can
have
do
to do
that.
that. Yes, we
Yeah.
have to do that. Yeah.
Right. And another thing is that thali is not going to be, see, 5 to 6 is Abhishek. So during Abhishek, no thali, right? So
Hmm.
6 to 7 or before 5 is when she might sell the thali, right? Because people will be coming throughout the year, throughout the day.
Okay.
So that will be a
So
trickle, expecting.
only from 5 to 6 there is no thali, or after?
Yeah, so remember what you were saying was that 5, 6, there's no thali, and then the Puja Mataji also said that then let us finish the thali at 7 o'clock or something like that. I don't know the exact timings. That's why I'm not quoting it. I'll have to verify my notes. And then also, but Hansapriya Mataji also said that later on, after the peak is over, if you want to bring up the thali, or make a judgment call at that time to see whether thali is a good.
Let's discuss with thali team if they like
Yeah,
this
so we can,
layout.
so I'm just saying thali island, thali this, thali timings, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll just go follow ups for us. Kirandi Mataji, if you can put that as well before I forget.
I think Kennedy Mataji has some question, is it?
Kirandi Mataji has left the call.
No, she has a question, or is it?
She has a question. I can't see when I'm sharing because I'm so focused on looking at the
She's
diagram.
asking, can you
Can you
explain the thali one more time? I'm not understanding the timing. We don't know the timing, Mataji, yet.
One
Yeah,
thing we know, Mataji, is that there is not going to be thali during the Abhishek, which is 5 to 6.
correct.
But other time we don't know when we are going to block. So yeah.
Yeah.
But we will put that also. Yeah.
Um,
It's so Pranab Prabhu.
yeah,
In the previous years, the thali used to be sold till midnight.
yeah,
And
yeah.
this year
No,
definitely
and
it's not going to be.
I think if we can find a way to optimize it, we can still continue selling thali potentially even during peak hours. It's just that right now thali creates a bottleneck. But if we can find some way to reduce that, we can still, because if it brings business, it brings business, So,
Yeah, that is so it's not just we clearing this business, clearing and making it a smooth one over here. The problem is at the altar
oh, I see.
because the
Okay,
thali
got
has to
it.
stop, has to be offered properly,
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
right?
And
Okay.
also over there, right, Mataji, because they have to make payment and they stop there. So, or maybe
Right.
sometimes, yeah. So it always takes X amount of time to
Right.
process. And
Mhm.
also they ask about like they inquire about it, and then we try to
Mm.
explain and all that. That conversation happens. So
Yeah.
typically, that is definitely a potential bottleneck, but it is not only the bottleneck.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Malaji, I have to drop soon, but I had a quick question around kind of like any sort of emergency and safety procedures in case anything happens. What are we supposed to do? Like,
Mm.
worst case, like Krishna forbid, something happens, like, there are like, the fire or anything, like, just to be prepared. What are we supposed to
Yeah,
do?
we have
What?
volunteers. I think Yashoda Kripa Prabhu and a couple of other volunteers are there. They wear orange color jackets. Like, you know how emergency response team is there.
Right.
Yeah, so we will
Okay.
be circulating those details, the phone numbers, etc., to
Okay.
call out for. Yeah. But I think it's a good point to say that, what are the instructions for us
Yeah.
to do in case there's a fire? Of course, we'll be just saying that please do not panic, please don't stampede, just
Yeah.
One thing I
swiftly.
was thinking, Mataji, is that should we keep some bottles around? Like sometimes people get faint or something. We should give the water immediately, right? In the sitting area or some, I don't know.
I'm thinking that we should put
During
the water bottles in the pujari room, because if you put water bottles outside, they'll be gone.
yeah, somewhere, so that we keep it handy. Just
Yeah,
in case, because last time I remember one Mataji got
fainted.
so much
Yeah.
sweat and then she fainted, and then we had to call ambulance, right?
Yes.
And we had to give water. So I think timely water is important. Um uh,
Yeah.
but I think some bottles maybe we can keep in the near some area, yeah, accessible.
Yeah. Some
So
area we keep the water, and the whole team should know where the water is, right?
yeah,
So that, yeah,
yeah,
Also, like,
everything there.
thali reception area also we can keep the bottle, maybe some, at
yeah,
least, like, because if everything is in one location, then even to get to that location and
yeah.
come back will be a
Yes,
problem.
that is right. That is right.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, my only worry is that you keep water bottle outside on the Janmashtami day. It's very
Hmm.
important. People will drink,
Then,
and they are guess if they're drinking a water, you can't tell them no, please don't drink water.
yeah.
It's
That
only
is
if
the
you
problem.
faint.
If somebody spills, then it's going to be even more problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
problematic. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we have no. Karadi Mataji, just put that down also, that we will think about it. And this is an improvement from previous years. So thank you for that point.
But we always take them through exit area.
Yeah,
Quickly make a way out of it, right?
yes,
Yeah.
because it's much
Mhm.
better outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will we have badges or something so that
Yes,
people
Yes.
volunteer
know?
badges. Yeah, volunteer
Okay.
badges. I will be giving the volunteer. Hansya Mataji will give the badges to me during
Okay.
the day, and then I will have the badges. So the first thing that you should do when you come is to report, right?
Okay.
That you have
Mhm.
come. How will you report? You report it on your WhatsApp group. Plus, physically reach out to me because I'll be in this area. Usually, I stand over here in this
Okay.
area, and then take the badges from me. We also on the archway, Kennedy Mataji, this is for you because you and I will be there. In the archway, throughout the day, people come and leave all kinds of things: the water bottles, the purses, bags, and everything they leave there. We announce and ask people to clear, but still something will be left, and we take all of that and we keep it in the room which is opposite the book room. And then we just, on ISKCON Journal, we just write a note saying that, your stuff is over there. But they know by now, they know that if they can't find the stuff here, the stuff will be there. And we keep this archway completely free. And then as the midnight approaches, all these volunteers and some more other people from outside, so they get so exhausted that they start crowding this area. They come and sit. They really come. They're completely exhausted. We can't say anything to them. They're tired. But I'm just letting you know that that's what's going to happen at that time. Yeah.
Maharaji, did we discuss change? What do we have to do at 12 o'clock?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Yeah. Yeah. So there will
Also,
be.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
was just asking, like, also next to the lines is also the bathrooms. So if the bathroom line builds up, how are we supposed to, like, kind of prevent that from interfering? Or does it happen at all? Like, is that a worry that we need to have?
I didn't encounter that problem on the line with
So
the
yeah,
bathroom.
actually,
Right?
most of
Did
the
you?
time people don't know that there is a. I mean, only our internal devotees know. But of course, That's a good point. I think that's why I was thinking we should have. Is it, but Mataji, is it really enough to have just V1 and V2, two volunteers all the way from $1 million to just Thali? Or should we have one more over there? In the past, we had only
Past we
one,
used to have Halda Rupa Prabhu.
just one, right? Just
Mm.
one. Okay.
And he used
Should
to be
be
the
good.
liaison with the outside world. So Pranab Prabhu, you know, the people from outside will also be coming and giving you news that the things are blocked, right? And so what we typically do is that on Janmashtami Day, we add those outside people, outside team who's managing the flow outside. We also add them to our group. We don't
I
add
see.
them in the beginning because unnecessarily they'll, you know, all this sounds will come to them. They are not interested. But on that day, we do add them so that, you know, they can send messages and all of us will get that message, right? So all of us have to get the crowds, get the devotees moving.
So Prabhuji, so since you are going to be V1, I'm going to be V7. So there is a glass door. So we allowed to communicate sometimes
Okay.
like through some gestures.
I'll
That
practice on my sign language, Prabhu.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that is how we used to communicate, me and Aldar Prabhu. That
Okay.
yeah. But I mean, of course, WhatsApp is going to be there. But and keep in the vibrate mode so that you can know that what's going on. But yeah, I mean, it's very hard sometimes, but I think we try our best to communicate with each other. I think yeah, at the same time, it's not a big hall, so it is still possible. Yeah.
It is still possible. There have been years when I have just walked across from here. I was at the exit, walked across, and then you know what? We are not going to put you at the same spot. Some of you, we might just rotate the spots over here. You know, every now and then we might do that as well. Yeah. So I'm going to share this document with all of you so that you know. However, I don't want you to look and conclude anything on these seva allocation. All that I was trying to do was that depending on the availability that has been mentioned here on what time they're available, I was just going to, so Brajvilashni Mataji got added to us. So let me see, where am I here? I'll just copy from here. So she's also available the whole time is what she said, from 5 p.m. onwards, like this, right?
Braja Mataji is there? Braja Vilashini?
Brajvilasini, I added, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, the Hansipura Mataji just gave me her name. Yes, yeah. So I'm going to add her. So basically, the idea is that, yeah,
nice.
we just start assigning them. So 5 o'clock onwards till past midnight, she's going to be here. So I just said, okay, Bajvilasni is available from 5. Let me put her here. Let me put this person here, right? So then I can glaringly see that there are still slots that are not full, and we have not even talked about giving a break to anybody, right? It's non-stop, non-stop like that. So that's why I asked for more people. We get them, that's fine. And then maybe we might have to drop coverage just to see, you know, how things are. I have also noticed that although people ask for breaks and all that, but once we are in the thing, you know, I've noticed that everybody stays there, you know, till night. Everybody, rarely they go. But yeah, sometimes you get hot and all that, then you know, take a short break and you go, and we usually cover. So we work as a close team. So you can see that we don't have coverage for this at all. This area, there's no coverage. Yeah.
I totally agree with you, Mataji. There is no chance to take break, actually.
Yeah, there's no chance also. Yeah. But then in the excitement, we all do everything. Yeah.
Mataji, I have a quick question. You know, there will be some chairs by the side of the right-hand side of the Prabhupada for the Prabhupada disciples, like Nirakula Mataji, Jagadani Mataji, Konka Mataji. They always sit over there.
No. On that day, they go and cook. Remember? For Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada's birthday.
No, I'm talking about Janmashtami day. They sit over there.
Here, in this area?
Yes, some chairs are there always. They sit over there.
Okay.
Only
in the morning. Yeah. I see what you mean, that you're going to put some, yes. Nitai Kirtan,
some chairs will be there, right?
For them. We have, or these benches we move on this side. What do you do? These benches.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhu, do you know these benches?
You are in mute, I think.
I'm not on mute.
Okay.
Am I? Oh, my internet is bad.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I was asking the question that these benches come from where? These are the benches that are, these days they are here, right? Couple of benches are here and couple of benches are here,
Right.
right? So you're saying that in it, so all these benches will go here and then we will put some 2 layers of chairs over here
Yes, yes.
for
For
people.
Prabhupada
Okay.
and
So
some in the
Nitya Bihari Prabhu, maybe we can put some chair symbol over here, right? 2 rows of chairs here.
yes.
Yeah,
We
chairs will be there. Yes, I think I should put that. Yes.
Yeah, so
Um,
Kennedy Mataji, please put that as an action item for Nitai Kirtan.
for Prabhupada disciples,
Yeah.
and for elderly people,
Yeah, for elderly people also, like my dad typically sits there. That's why I remember that last
Yes,
bench.
yes. I always yes.
Right. Now
And
people
Panchapriya
people
Mataji's
also,
father. Yeah.
correct, correct. People also tend to sit over here, right? Like this is if this is the door to go out, then people also start to crowd over here, right? Like this in this area, right? Remember?
Yes.
Yeah, that area. Yeah, I think let's talk about that. That V8,
Right.
right?
Right.
V8. V8
V8,
area
yeah.
is very, very sensitive because
Yes.
people are in double minds. Should
Yes.
I go for, should I exit or should I sit? And then sometimes we have to say no to them depending on that availability
Yeah.
and also of the space. And some people just say, I want to just sit for 5 minutes.
Yes.
So then we have to accordingly make an arrangement very near so that they can just exit and enter. Sorry, enter and exit quickly, and
Right.
don't let them go too deep. Yeah, and then but otherwise
Right.
there'll be a disturbance. Yeah.
Correct, correct. I was
So
talking about that beyond this area, like when you have your gate here for being seated, when people start to clutter here also.
correct. Yeah,
Area.
that is also that. That is
Right.
also, but we don't typically don't want to allow that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes our devotees, our own like internal devotees, temple devotees also sit there. So
Yes.
we don't, as a policy, we will not allow that, right? And keep
Right.
that open. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So additional responsibility of V8 person has to be aware of that. Yeah.
Is a strong person, has to be strong in speaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was just showing you that I have marked your availability according to my conversations with you. So I have marked them here. And then Brajvilashni is there, and then I will get more people, more names over here. We'll add them. And then I will sit and do the mapping, maybe tomorrow or Saturday. And then do that mapping and then get back to you on the mapping part of it. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking that Ananga Sundari Mataji is going to be Ananga Sundari Mataji. Can you hear me? Ananga?
Yes, Mataji.
You hear me? Yeah.
I am here. Yeah.
So you have a hard stop at 9 o'clock, right? You cannot make
Mataji, I
10?
hard stop at 10, not 9. Yeah, I can do 6 to 10. Yeah.
6 to 10? Oh, that's very good. Okay. So I was talking to Ansia Mataji and she said that, can you check with her?
Yes, Mataji, I can do 10.
So I said, okay,
Yeah,
if you can, then that's fine. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And yeah, she also said put Palika Lakshmi. She gave me Palika Lakshmi also. But
Okay.
Palika Lakshmi, she said that if Ananga can go and do till 10, then Palika Lakshmi can come and do the rest of the hour. So that way V7 is covered, right?
Yes, Mataji, I can do
Yeah.
till 10.
Yeah. And it's not necessary that I'll actually give you V7. I'll have to think this through, right? So don't go by this, whatever the allocations are, right? But
Sure.
so for that, so Nitai Kirtan Bihari Prabhu, if you can change this, right, with whatever we have discussed, we put the chairs, etc. over here, right, based on our discussions, and then just post this part to the to our WhatsApp group, right? That all the team members will just post this, and then I will post the link to Kennedy Mataji's meeting notes, so they have that, right? I will load this recording to YouTube. I'll put a link to that also for those who want to go into the deep dive on this. And then later on, when I have done this and consulted with others also on the team as to this allocation, right? Then I will share the allocation, because you don't need to know your allocation till Janmashtami Day, right? And you have already given me your availability here.
Mataji, I think Kennedy Mataji is saying she has to leave. So
she has to leave. Yeah, I think everybody needs to leave. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think, is there anything else that anybody wants to talk?
So the 12 o'clock, we didn't discuss, Mataji. Any changes at 12 o'clock? We have to like shuffle around, right? A lot of tables here and there. At midnight Aarti, before midnight Aarti.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. And I think, yeah, so I think that is something that we can also discuss separately with Sunny Moza Prabhu,
Okay.
right? But we
Okay.
normally Bishwa Prabhu helps us with that. Vishwapati Prabhu helps us with that. And then you will not be there, right? At 12 o'clock.
Yes, yes. Me and Sandeep, I mean Sunny Prabhu, always
Yeah.
in front of the altar around 12
Right. So
midnight.
you and Sunny Moza Prabhu, that is sufficient? And on the spot, we might just get some Prabhu, right?
Yes, yes, if
To help,
required.
right.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so they will, yeah, what Sunny Moza Prabhu doesn't know is that the altar is going to be open all the time. I did write over there so that he can do his thing, and maybe I'll have a separate conversation. But he's pretty well versed with that and
Yeah,
experienced, right?
he is pretty smart devotee, and he can handle it very well.
Yeah, he'll handle it nicely. Yeah, he'll just come up with a plan and we'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. So thank you. Keep thinking about this, and thank you so much for spending so much of time here to discuss this. And special thanks to Kennedy Mataji for documenting all that. You made my life so much more easy by doing that. I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
all the devotees. Please feel free to get in touch with me if you have any ideas, and I'll follow up on the action items that I have. So just take it from there.
So
Okay.
no more meeting, right? Now this is the
I don't think any meeting is
Yeah.
needed. Yeah,
Yeah.
for a whole
Yeah.
team, and we'll just assemble at that time. And yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
collect all that information. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Hare
right.
Krishna.
Thank you so much. Vanchikalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam
Bhagwan-
pavebhyo
Bhagwan-
vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Gaur premanande. Hari Hari.
Hare Hare Bol.
Thank
Hare
you
Krishna.
again. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna, good evening.